So welcome to this new class that I've added in, just 30-minute class of breathe and stretch. Good way to start the week and start the day. So we're in cross ankles and back up nice and straight and tall, bringing your hands together in front of your chest. Just feeling the warmth between the palms as you gently press them in towards each other. Start to notice the breath as it rolls in and out through your nose. Noticing the inhale, the pause at the end of the in-breath, and the out-breath, the pause at the end of the out-breath, and how those four parts of the breath keep flowing into each other in this endless cycle that flows through us. And now with your next in-breath, we're going to reach the arms straight up. And as you exhale, sliding your hands down to your chest. Your eyes can be open or closed as you do this. You go in your own time. The in-breath, you stretch up. The out-breath, hands come down. Now, as your arms go up, if it's too much to keep the hands together, you can spread them. And maybe your elbows don't get completely straight as the arms reach up. That's okay. And you keep the elbows bent. Keep stretching straight into your back, keeping it tall. Now, next time your hands slide down, we're going to move into some circles. We're reaching the arms all the way out and then up over your head. And as you exhale, sliding your hands down the front of your body again. Keep circling, again in your own time. Don't go too quickly. Inhales to lift and reach. Exhales to soften the shoulders down as the hands slide down. Full deep breaths in. You're waking up your nervous system through that focus on the breath. We're going to do one more circle. Next time your arms reach up over your head, we'll keep them there for a moment. And bringing fingers onto shoulders. And we're going to circle. So we start with elbows touching each other. And from there, taking the elbows down and back and around. So each time your elbows come forward, try and get them to touch so that you get the full stretch over the upper back into the muscles under the shoulder blades and between the shoulder blades. Don't worry if your hands move around, they don't have to be stuck on your shoulders. Let's take one more circle and then change and roll in the opposite direction. Keep feeling your breath. Keep noticing your breath. And once again, one more circle all the way around. And from there, reaching your arms back behind you, you're going to interlace your fingers. So I'm bringing my hands forward to show you. You interlace the fingers like this with hands behind your back. Take your shoulders away from your chest. Lift your chest up high. And with your next out breath, let your knees sink. Now we're going to drop chin to throat. So on an exhale, forehead sinks forward. Just getting that extra length and stretch through the back of your neck. Now keeping chin to throat. We're going to bring the hands forward and moving into some head rolls. So taking your right ear over towards your right shoulder, circling your head all the way back, left ear to left shoulder, and then chin to throat where it started. and keep going in your own time. So again, you're welcome to have eyes closed, and don't worry about those clicks and crunches that you feel in your neck. We all have them. Make sure that you're not holding your breath. So it's the breath that is going to help your tension to release more than anything. It is your focus on your breath that will calm your mind or help to keep the mind calm. And now next time your chin points down and your nose points down, you'll take a pause there and circle in the opposite direction. Left ear to left shoulder, head all the way back and around. Or maybe you can't get all the way back and around, that's fine. You just go to where you can. Keep moving, keep breathing. With each out breath, softening into your chest. Keeping the eyes and the eyelids nice and relaxed. And we'll take one last circle all the way around. And when you get your chin to your throat, you'll pause there for a moment. Just let everything relax. And on an inhale, we'll lift the face. Now from here, you're going to take your hands back behind you. Lean onto your palms with your fingers pointing back away from you and bring your feet forwards to the sides of the mat. So leaning on hands, shoulders are back behind hips, knees are bent, feet are wider than your hips, and keeping your bum on the ground, we roll the knees from side to side. So you're not trying to get your knees to the floor here. Right? If you're getting your knees to the floor, it means that you're destabilizing in the pelvis. We don't want that to happen. So it's just little rolls from side to side as we warm up into the hip joints, keeping your chest lifting up nice and high as you move. Now I'll roll to each side one more time. After you've done that, we'll lift knees to center, bringing your feet together. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Okay, so back up tall and straight. And we're going to bend the right knee here, right foot on the floor, knee pointing straight up. Hold onto your shin with your left hand or with your left elbow and twist, taking your right hand back behind you. So your chest turns to your bent knee, not away from it. Don't twist in the opposite direction. We only do that if we're pregnant. Okay, so we're twisting towards the bent knee. Stretch into the straight leg heel, pulling the toes up to get the full stretch in the back of the calf and the knee. And each time you breathe in, lift with the top of your head. Keep lengthening up. Now, keeping that length in your spine, we twist forwards and stretch the right leg out next to your left leg. We bend the left knee up and take it to the other side, holding onto shin or knee with your right hand or your right elbow and circle around, left hand back behind you. You can turn your head back or to the side or keep looking forwards. But make sure that you're pushing forwards with that right heel and pull the toes all the way back. Don't flop your foot over, then you lose the stretch. So press into that heel, lift with your chest, lift through the top of your head, and keep noticing your breath going in and out. Now from here, untwisting yourself. We're stretching the left leg out. You keep your legs straight if it's uncomfortable on your knees. If it's not, we bring legs to cross ankles again. And now we're going to go side to side with the breath, stretching into the side body. So on an inhale, lift your left arm up. As you exhale, drop onto your right hand and side stretch. On the inhale, coming up, right arm lifts, exhale, twist, drop it off to the other side. And then keep going, breathing in to lift up, breathing out to stretch over. Keep sinking your thighs, whether the legs are bent or straight. Full deep breaths. So each time you breathe in, you're going to be opening into the side ribs just by that in breath. And then reaching the arm over increases the stretch. Now we're going to hold it over to one side. Doesn't matter which side, just reach over. And if you can, try and stretch the top arm straight rather than bending it over. If you are bending the elbow, try and hug your upper arm in towards your head rather than lifting it up away from your ear. Keep the breath moving. Don't hold your breath. On an inhale, we come up to center, exhaling, hand down. We inhale the other arm up, exhale and tip to the opposite side. And now notice how your knees might have lifted slightly, and drop and sink your knees. Again, try and stretch the top arm straight. Really reach into your fingertips. On an in-breath, we come up to center. And now we're going to take the legs forwards, out in front of you, and then out into a V. And you don't have to go super wide, just so wide as is comfortable for you and your thighs and your groins. But I do want you to keep your toes pointing straight up. So don't flop your toes open. Keep those toes straight up so the leg muscles are active. We're stretching into the backs of the thighs and the calves and the knees here, but we want to keep that safe with the legs nice and firm. So you're actually strengthening your legs as well. Okay, now we're going to take a twist. On an exhale, turning chest to the right, right hand behind you, either left hand forward or left hand on the outside of the right leg. Careful not to tip towards your chest here. Lean more towards your spine and the back of your head and back of your neck. Don't forget about those feet. Keep the toes straight up. On an in-breath, we turn forwards. On an out-breath, twisting to the left. Gently pressing those heels down into the floor. Each inhale, lifting with the chest, lifting with the top of your head. And again, we take it around to the right. So on an in-breath, twist forwards. On an out-breath, turn to the other side. Nice and evenly heavy in both legs. Don't lean more to one leg than the other. And then with your in-breath, we turn forwards. As you breathe out, twist to the other side again. Once you're in that twist, again, notice if you're leaning more to your left leg or your right leg, balance that weight out. And then circling forwards. Okay, we're going to bring thighs together. And this is going to be a long hold. So we're going to do a minute twist on each side to really get the effect of the stretch. So keeping left leg straight, right knee bends up. We'll step the right foot over the left foot. Make sure both sides of your bum are on the ground and try and get this right knee pointing straight up rather than flopping away from your chest. Now either hold on with your hand with your elbow and twist your right hand back behind you. Now, I don't advise doing this unless you're sitting with a mirror and you can see that you're keeping your shoulders square. So even after 18 years of doing my yoga practice, I know that I still, if I can't see myself when I do that twist with the arm on the outside of the leg, almost always I'm out of alignment, causing tension rather than releasing it. So that's why we want to really hug in with the arm, and then you can keep the shoulders and the neck relaxed so that you don't cause more tension in your back rather than releasing it. And that's what we want. We want the release, of course. Keep noticing your breath. Spine lifts up a little bit taller each time you breathe in. And now we keep that tall spine. Keep lifting with your chest as you untwist. Slide your right foot to the inside of your left thigh and drop your knee down. We're going to lean over onto your left hand and take the right arm up and over. So you get that full lengthening from your knee through the thigh, over the waist, through the armpit and chest to your right fingertips. Soften shoulders down away from ears. Check that your left toes are pointing straight up to the sky and not tilting out to the side. With your inhale, we come all the way up. We're going to take right leg straight, and now we take the twist to the other side. So left knee bends up, step left foot over the right thigh, flex your right ankle, toes point straight up, lift your heart, wrap your hand or your elbow around that left knee or shin, and take a good twist. Now make sure you're not tipping off your bum on either side. So even weight into both sits bones so that the release in your back is even. Keep pressing that right heel forward, toes pull back, and each in-breath, heart lifts a little bit higher. Now, keeping your chest lifting high, don't let your back round as you untwist. By sliding left foot over to inside of the right thigh, drop your knee down towards the floor. Keep flexing that right ankle, toes up. We tip over onto the right hand, or maybe you're a little bit more flexible and you can get your forearm to the floor, but don't try and force that because it can lift the left bum. If that left bum lifts, then you're going to be tightening in your left side body, not releasing, even though you don't really feel it, right? It feels like you're still stretching, that there's this thing called stretching and locking tight. It's a thing. So it's when we do a stretch in the wrong way. So we've got to be grounded in a certain part of the body to help the stretch be a releasing stretch rather than a tightening stretch. Good, guys. We're going to come all the way up. And from here, we're making our way onto hands and knees. We're going to do a few cats and cows. Arms straight under shoulders, knees straight under hips, and then rolling the spine. On an inhale, chest sinks, chin looks forward. On an exhale, rounding the back up, tucking chin to throat. Just do a few of those rolls in your own time. And once more, really working with the breath. So focus on your breath here. And this moving and focusing on the breath is as good as doing a half-hour meditation to start your day. And sitting for half an hour and just meditating is incredibly challenging for most of us. So this is why we're allowed to move and breathe and focus on the breath. And that is our moving meditation. Coming back into your flat back, we're going to go into a baby down dog. So keep thighs and hips over knees. Take your arms forward, sink your forehead. If your head is hanging in the air, that's fine. If the forehead is on the floor, that's also fine. And it's also okay to drop your elbows to the ground. So you can get the arms stretched here if you lift the elbows, and then you're getting arm and spine and back body stretches together. Elbows can drop and you still get your back body stretch. Now we're going to walk back up onto hands. So bringing your palms round about under shoulders, maybe just a little bit forward. Tack your toes and we'll lift up into down dog. So down dog is one of the best stretches you can do for your back body. It stretches out the soles of the feet, backs of ankles, calves, knees, thighs, over your glutes, your butt muscles, your whole back body in the spinal area, your neck, and over the top of your head to your forehead. That's the whole line of stretch in a down dog. So it's a great pose to do, particularly first thing in the morning, because that part of the body is the one that really tightens up when we're lying down for 6 to 8 hours at night, not stretching it out. Okay, now from here, we're going to walk feet to hands or hands to feet. I want you to bring your feet parallel and either just hang your arms down or holding onto forearms or elbows and hanging your head. Now, knees can be bent or straight. Sometimes bending the knees gives more of a release in the hamstrings or the calves if you're particularly tight there. With each out breath, feeling your upper body and your arms get heavier. With each out breath, the upper body sinks. Let the neck muscles soften a little bit more. And then dropping your arms down. And we're going to float up and down with the breath. So this floating up and down from in your standing forward bend is particularly good for, again, calming the nervous system or helping to start the day with a calm nervous system. So on an inhale, you reach arms out to the side and all the way up over your head. You look forwards or up to your hands. As you breathe out, fold back down again. So big wide circles with arms that we're working into the shoulder joints. Full deep breaths in and out as you lift and lower in your own time. Try not to go too quickly. Keep floating. Keep breathing deeply. Now, next time you fall down, again, we're staying in the forward bend. From here, we're going to walk it back into down dog. And once more, just holding your down dog, giving it a good stretch down into your heels. And your knees might be bent in a down dog, but if you keep pushing down with the heels, you're still going to get the stretch in the calves and the hamstrings. So knees don't have to be straight in down dog. They can be bent. Heels do not have to touch the floor. That's not the aim here. But we do keep pressing down with the heels. All right, guys, we're going to come down onto shins. And we're going to make our way to sitting again. So taking your legs straight out in front of you. And from here, we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So we're bringing right foot to the inside of the left thigh for Janu Shasana. And again, we're going to hold this pose for a full minute to get the full stretch and opening. So make sure that your chest is square to your left leg, and then you reach forward, either hands to shin or hands to the floor, or holding onto your foot. And then we stay there and we just focus on the breath. Keep your mind focused on the breath flowing in and out through your nose. So start with awareness at the tip of the nose. You follow the breath into your body. You follow the out breath out to the tip of the nose, and then the next breath in again. We're here for another half a minute. Relax all the muscles in your face. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere there. And then on an in-breath, we're coming up. We stretch the right leg straight. We bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. And then again, either tipping forward, hands to the floor, or hands to shin, or reaching for that right foot. Try to square your chest to your leg or your floor. If you're a little bit higher, then you're squaring your chest to your toes and keeping that right foot flat as if you're standing on it. Coming back to watching the breath go in and out through the nose. Watching the breath is a meditation technique. So when we do mindfulness meditation, we sit and we watch the breath. It's one of the ways to keep the mind focused. And then coming all the way up, we're going to stretch the left leg straight. We're going to come back into cross ankles. If you can't do cross ankles, legs stay straight again. And coming to where we started the class. So bringing hands to heart, back up nice and straight. We're going to come into our breath circles again. But this time we're going in the opposite direction than what we did the last time. So on your next inhale, you just stretch your arms up over your head. As you breathe out, circle arms out and down. And then bringing hands back to your chest. The inhale to reach up, exhale to circle wide and down. If you want to, you can close your eyes so you're a little bit more focused within yourself, keeping the eyelids nice and soft. Keeping the breath full and deep. And we take one last circle around. After that, we're going to do one last seated forward bend, and then we're done for the day. So when your arms come down, we'll stretch the legs straight out in front of you, feet touching each other. Reach forward again, either for shins or hands on the floor, or reaching for the outer edges of the feet. If you're holding over the toes, make sure you're not just pulling the big toes back, pull the baby toe side of the foot back as well. So feet are flat as if you're standing on them. Now we're getting this full, lovely deep stretch again through the whole back body. And then on an inhale, we're coming all the way up. And we're done, guys. So thank you for joining. Namaste. Have a lovely day.